If you woke up today feeling a little slower than usual, I want you to know you're not alone. If you're over 60 and feeling like your energy just isn't what it used to be, if mornings feel slower, your steps feel heavier, or intimacy feels like a memory instead of a moment, I want you to know something. It might not be your age, not entirely. You see, for decades we've been told that growing older means growing weaker, that a fading spark is just the cost of time. But what if I told you that the first thing you put on your breakfast plate could quietly be shaping how alive or disconnected you feel throughout the rest of your day? I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and for over 30 years, I've been walking beside men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, helping them reconnect to strength, confidence, and a sense of self that many thought was gone for good. What I've discovered is both surprising and hopeful. Your body still remembers how to heal, how to energize, how to feel good, but only if you give it the right support. And that support doesn't come from a prescription bottle. It starts with breakfast. More specifically, with 5 simple, powerful foods that can help restore circulation where it matters most, your lower body, and help you feel steadier, stronger, and more confident, one morning at a time. In this video, I'll show you exactly what they are, how they work, and why one small change tomorrow morning might open the door to everything you've been missing. So, if you've been quietly wondering if there's still something left to wake up for, stay with me. This could be the moment everything starts to shift. 1. Spinach, the leaf that restores flow. Let's begin with something simple, something you've probably passed by in the grocery aisle 100 times without thinking twice. Spinach. Yes, that humble green leaf you've seen in salads, or maybe blended into smoothies by people half your age. It holds something your body is quietly begging for, especially now. I know that might sound strange, but hear me out. As men get older, circulation becomes one of the first systems to quietly falter. You may have felt it yourself: heavier legs, slower mornings, a strange numbness or coolness where warmth used to be. And all too often, it shows up in the most personal areas first. Weaker erections, reduced sensation, less confidence in those quiet moments with your partner. Most men think that's just aging, but I'm here to tell you it's not inevitable. Your blood vessels still want to work. They're just waiting for the right kind of support. Spinach is one of the richest natural sources of dietary nitrates, a compound your body converts into nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for opening up your blood vessels and letting blood flow where it needs to go. When you were younger, your body produced plenty of it on its own. But after 60, that system slows down. That's why something as small as 1 or 2 servings of spinach in the morning can make a world of difference. I remember working with a patient named Dennis. He was 62 and had started noticing a creeping soreness in his thighs, a kind of groin heaviness that made walking uncomfortable. He also told me, hesitantly, that intimacy had started to feel more like effort than joy. Every morning he'd reach for cereal and toast, never realizing that he was starting his day with food that offered almost nothing his circulation needed. We changed that. I asked him to add 2 cups of fresh spinach to his morning smoothie. Within weeks, he began to feel something shift. The soreness eased. His legs felt lighter, and the spark that had been fading in his marriage began to return. Not because of medication, because of nutrients, real food, used with intention. Spinach doesn't just help your muscles, it helps the arteries feeding your pelvic region, the ones responsible for strength, arousal, and control. Studies show that spinach can actually improve something called flow-mediated dilation, a measure of how well your arteries respond to blood flow. That's not theory, it's tested, measurable improvement. And when eaten in the morning, its effects peak 2 to 3 hours later, giving you a natural window of increased blood flow for much of your day. This is why I always recommend starting your morning with it. Not for vanity, not for hype, but because your body is still capable of responding, of healing, of feeling strong again, especially down there. You just have to give it the fuel it needs. And this time, that fuel isn't a pill or a promise. It's a handful of spinach, right there, waiting in your fridge. 2. Yogurt and berries for better blood flow. Let me tell you something most men never hear from their doctors. Your gut has a profound effect on your blood flow. Yes, even the blood flow that supports your most intimate experiences. We're so used to thinking of digestion and circulation as two separate systems, but they're not. They speak to each other every single day, and when that conversation breaks down, you feel it in ways that go far beyond the bathroom. Poor gut health leads to silent inflammation, low-level chronic irritation that wears away at your blood vessels and keeps your circulation from reaching where it needs to go. And if you've ever noticed cold hands, a sluggish mind by afternoon, or that uncomfortable feeling of heaviness or numbness below the belt, I want you to consider this. The root of it might not be your age, it might be your gut. Now, here's the good news. The fix doesn't require pills or complex regimens. It starts with something as simple as a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with antioxidant-rich berries. That might sound like a breakfast from a health magazine, but what it really is medicine. Gentle, nourishing, powerful medicine that works from the inside out. Greek yogurt is packed with live probiotic cultures, good bacteria that restore balance in your gut, help reduce inflammation, and enhance your body's ability to convert dietary nitrates, like the ones in spinach, into nitric oxide. That means when you pair yogurt with something like spinach, you amplify the effect. But it also works alone. Probiotics are natural inflammation fighters, and when your vessels are no longer inflamed, they can expand and deliver blood more freely. And those berries, they're far more than a sweet topping. They're full of anthocyanins, plant compounds that protect the lining of your blood vessels and increase flexibility, so blood can move more easily throughout your body, including to your pelvic region. I remember a man named Elliot. He was 64, a grandfather of 5, and someone who'd lived a full, hard-working life. But by mid-afternoon, he'd feel like his legs were made of concrete. He described it as if gravity had gotten stronger, like the day was pulling him down. We talked about his mornings, and sure enough, they were as empty as his energy, just a piece of toast and coffee. I asked him to try something different, yogurt with blueberries. That's it. Within 2 weeks, he felt clearer when he woke up. The heaviness in his legs, nearly gone. He said he could chase his grandkids without feeling like he had to sit down halfway through. What changed wasn't just his breakfast, it was the message he sent to his body. I care. I'm paying attention. This simple change, just a bowl of yogurt with berries, helps your gut, your heart, your circulation, and your confidence all at once. It's a small step, yes, but it's one that lays the foundation for everything else. Your body listens, your blood vessels respond, and if you start your morning with this kind of care, the rest of your day just might follow. 3. Avocado, the fat that boosts flow. Let's talk about something green, creamy, and quietly powerful. Something most men I work with used to dismiss as just a trendy food for younger people. I'm talking about avocado. You might be surprised to hear this, but I consider avocado one of the most underrated tools for restoring blood flow, stamina, and confidence in men over 60. Not because it's fashionable, but because it works. And for many of my patients, it's become a turning point, a small morning shift that unlocked something they thought they had lost for good. One of those men was Raymond. He was 59, recently retired, and frustrated. His legs felt heavy by noon. His energy dipped sharply in the afternoon. And though he didn't say it outright at first, I could tell his confidence had taken a hit, especially in the bedroom. He told me he used to power through life without even thinking, and now everything just felt dull, slow, muted. He thought maybe he needed more coffee, or maybe this was just how getting older works. But what he really needed was better fuel, something that would nourish his circulatory system, not just push him through another tired morning. So I suggested something simple: half an avocado every morning on a slice of whole grain toast with just a little lemon. It might sound too small to matter, but within 2 weeks, Raymond came back with a different look in his eyes. His words were light, but his body language said more. He stood taller, moved more easily, and even joked that his legs felt like they'd shed their winter coats. What avocado gave him wasn't just a healthy fat, it was a vascular reset. You see, avocado is rich in monounsaturated fats and potassium, two nutrients that help your arteries relax and expand. The same mechanism that expensive blood flow medications try to mimic. These nutrients improve something called flow-mediated dilation, allowing blood to move more freely throughout your body, including the intimate areas most affected by age and poor circulation. But there's more. Avocado also enhances the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all essential for vascular health, immune support, and energy production. When eaten in the morning, those healthy fats help wake up your heart and brain in a way that caffeine never could. And when combined with something like citrus or berries, the benefits are amplified, creating a smoother, more efficient path for blood to move through your system. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring what your body still wants to do and giving it what it needs to do it. So if you've been looking for a gentle, natural way to feel lighter on your feet, steadier in your energy, and more alive in your own skin, don't overlook the power of that green fruit, not because it's trendy, but because it's a quiet, steady ally for the version of you that's ready to feel strong again. One slice, one morning, one decision at a time. 4. Dark chocolate for circulation and spark. I know it might sound a little unbelievable when I say this next part, but yes, I'm going to tell you to eat chocolate, and not just for pleasure, but for your health. More specifically, for your circulation. I've had men laugh out loud in my office when I bring it up. "Doc, are you serious?" And every time I smile back and say, "Very." Because when it comes to helping blood vessels relax, open up, and deliver what your body needs most, high-quality dark chocolate can be one of the most delicious forms of medicine you've ever tasted. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about the sugary processed bars you see at the checkout counter. I'm talking about 70% cacao or higher, pure, rich, slightly bitter dark chocolate loaded with something called flavanols. These plant compounds are powerful allies for your blood vessels. They help reduce stiffness in your arteries, encourage better nitric oxide production, and improve your body's ability to move oxygen-rich blood where it's needed most. And yes, that includes down there, especially in the morning when your body's nitric oxide levels are naturally at their lowest. Those first few bites of chocolate can gently begin to restore the flow that aging has quietly slowed. I remember a patient named Leon. He was 63, and his biggest complaint wasn't pain or fatigue. It was the way his mornings felt flat. "Doc," he said, "it's like my circulation's stuck in first gear." He'd wake up feeling foggy, his legs heavy, and that familiar sense of alertness and intimacy gone. I suggested something that caught him off guard: 1 or 2 squares of dark chocolate, first thing in the morning, ideally with his coffee. "Really?" he asked. "Chocolate for circulation." But he trusted me, and he tried it. A week later, he called and said, "I don't know what's in that chocolate, but something's waking up again." And I believed him, because I've seen it too many times. What's beautiful about this approach is how gentle it is. There are no side effects, no sharp highs and crashes, just a steady, nourishing support system for the small, sensitive blood vessels that fuel your brain, your heart, and your most intimate parts of life. It's a reminder that healing doesn't have to be harsh. Sometimes it's soft and sweet and tucked into a square of something that melts slowly on your tongue. And when your blood vessels feel supported, when your circulation flows freely, your confidence follows close behind. So if your mornings have been starting in a haze, if you miss that inner spark or feel like your body's struggling to catch up with your mind, don't overlook the power of a little dark chocolate. It's more than a treat. It's a message to your body. You still matter. You still work. You're still alive, and that's something worth waking up to. 5. Pomegranate, ancient fuel for vitality. There's something almost regal about the pomegranate, isn't there? That deep red color, the gleam of the seeds, the quiet burst of flavor when you bite into them. It feels like something sacred. And maybe that's not an accident. For centuries, pomegranates were known as the fruit of kings, a symbol of strength, fertility, and renewal. But what those ancient people understood intuitively, modern science has now confirmed in remarkable detail. This fruit holds some of the most powerful compounds nature has to offer for restoring blood flow, protecting your blood vessels, and revitalizing energy where you need it most, especially in the places aging tries to take it first. I often think of one of my patients, Norman, when I talk about pomegranate. He was 68, quiet and reserved, the kind of man who didn't complain much, but I could tell something was weighing on him. He finally opened up and told me about how cold his hands and feet had become. His energy was flat. His sleep was restless. And intimacy? "It's like my body has forgotten what it means to feel alive," he said, almost whispering. It broke my heart, because I've heard versions of that story so many times, and I know it doesn't have to stay that way. So I asked Norman to start small, just 4 ounces of pure pomegranate juice every morning. Not a drastic change, no complicated regimen, just a morning routine with meaning. Within 2 weeks, he felt a subtle warmth returning to his fingers. By the end of the first month, he was sleeping better. He described a quiet sense of alertness coming back into his body, like someone had turned the lights on after years of dimness. When he came in for a checkup, even his blood work showed improvements in circulation. But what mattered more than the numbers was how he felt. His posture had changed. His voice was steadier. His wife later told me, "He laughs more again. We talk differently now." I didn't realize how much we'd both been missing that. The reason pomegranate works so well is because it's rich in polyphenols, powerful plant compounds that help your blood vessels stay open, flexible, and protected from the kind of oxidative stress that makes them stiff and sluggish with age. These polyphenols don't just improve circulation in general, they specifically enhance blood flow to the pelvic region, helping restore the tissue health and responsiveness that are so often the first to fade. The effects can start within hours, but what's even more powerful is the long-term impact. Regular use helps retrain your body to stay open, to circulate, to support you from the inside out. And the beauty of pomegranate is that it's versatile. Whether you add a few spoonfuls of seeds to your morning yogurt or drink a glass of juice alongside your breakfast, you're giving your body something ancient, something trusted, and something deeply healing. You're telling your blood vessels to wake up. You're telling your energy to return. You're reminding your body that it hasn't given up, and neither have you. So, if you felt yourself pulling away from the version of you that once felt vibrant and steady and strong, try reaching for something that's been quietly offering men strength for thousands of years. One glass, one morning, one more reason to believe your best days still belong to you. 6. Why these 5 foods work better together. There's something beautiful that happens when the right things come together, a kind of quiet harmony that's greater than the sum of its parts. And that's exactly what I want to share with you now, because while each of these 5 foods, spinach, yogurt with berries, avocado, dark chocolate, and pomegranate, can help improve your circulation and energy on their own, what happens when you combine them is something even more powerful. It's what we call nutritional synergy. Your body doesn't just respond to one ingredient here or one vitamin there. It responds best when the right nutrients work together, when they speak the same healing language. And when you build your mornings around these foods in a thoughtful way, they don't just support your blood vessels, they support your energy, your hormones, your confidence, your life. I remember working with a man named Walter. He was 71 and had been struggling with a mix of symptoms that just made him feel older than he really was. Tired legs, cold hands, low motivation, and a subtle but growing sense that his spark was fading. He'd tried all the usual suggestions from friends and even a few supplements he'd read about online, but nothing really changed. And when I first mentioned food, he chuckled. "Doc, you think breakfast is gonna fix this?" he asked with a kind of half-hopeful grin. But he listened. He was ready. So I helped him build what I called a synergy routine. A smoothie with spinach, berries, and Greek yogurt, half an avocado on whole grain toast, a small square of dark chocolate with coffee, and a little glass of pomegranate juice to finish it all off. That was it. Nothing fancy, just food with purpose. 10 days later, Walter called my office. He sounded different, brighter, more awake. He told me his legs felt steadier, his thoughts clearer. But what touched me most was when he said, "I feel like I can trust my body again." That's what happens when these foods work together. The probiotics in the yogurt help your body absorb the nitrates from spinach more effectively. The vitamin C in the berries supports nitric oxide levels while boosting the flavonols in the dark chocolate. The healthy fats in avocado enhance the absorption of the polyphenols in pomegranate, and together they form this incredible feedback loop, a continuous chain reaction that helps blood flow better, muscles feel stronger, nerves stay responsive, and energy return in ways that feel real, not forced. You see, your body doesn't need a miracle. It just needs a team of nutrients that show up consistently every morning with the right message. We're still in this. We haven't given up. And when you give your body that message day after day, it begins to believe you. That's the power of synergy. That's the secret so many men are missing. Not because it's hidden, but because no one ever told them how to put it all together. So let this be your invitation, not to chase a quick fix, but to begin building something steady, something your body can count on, not just for one good day, but for the life you still want to live. You deserve that. And now you know how to begin. If you're still here with me, that tells me something important. You haven't given up. You still care, and that matters more than you know. Because real change doesn't start with motivation or a perfect plan. It starts with one quiet decision. So tomorrow morning, I hope you'll take one small step. Just one. Maybe it's a spoonful of yogurt with berries. Maybe half an avocado. Maybe a handful of spinach in your smoothie. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. Because what you choose in the first hour of your day sends a message to your body. And when that message is, I'm still here, I still matter, your body listens. Your heart listens. And little by little, you begin to feel that something is changing. Not all at once, but gently, steadily, and deeply. And if this video spoke to you, even just a little, I would truly love to hear about it in the comments. If someone you care about might need this quiet reminder, please pass it along. And if you'd like more honest, gentle guidance like this, I'd be honored to have you subscribe and stay with me.